I had the best idea for Erewhon. It was the best idea ever.
You came up with the idea for Erewhon?
No, I wanted to make a thing. You know how they have like all these smoothies and like every smoothie is like $100?
Yeah.
I think every smoothie is actually like 30 or 40 bucks.
No, it's not.
I think it is.
No, it's like
every
20.
smoothie that you buy?
For a good one, you want to get over like 40, 45.
Yeah,
if you want to, if you know
buy
you're gonna
a
get
smoothie?
Yeah, you do $45 smoothie.
You're joking. I don't ever buy smoothies. He's joking.
No, they have smoothies there that
Never.
are over
$12, right?
Yes, they do.
Maybe, yeah.
They have smoothies that are like.
When I go on, I'm a general man. I'm in public buying a smoothie. It's usually like
a normal
$10, $12.
Yeah, that's a normal smoothie.
Yes.
Erewhon has a smoothie that's like probably like $50. I mean, you could make it even more.
Just with add-ons? You're talking about like add-ons.
Okay, wait.
You should have a smoothie, a zero fruit smoothie.
Wait, so listen to what my idea.
Because I know that you don't like fruit.
Listen to what my idea was.
I know this about you.
My idea was to have the Erewhon smoothie, and it's AIRWHON. And you go in, and they give you an empty cup, and it's $100. But it's all.
You want to rip off the public.
It's all it's all for charity. And then it becomes this whole thing. And
This commentary on capitalism.
yeah.
And?
And, you know, I don't
They
want to be.
turned me down. I'm banned for life.
I think consumers might be too savvy.
I have like a jar called Vaughn's farts. So I have just like a small jar that I keep of the farts that I collected.
Wait, you put your...
I fart in jars at Vaughn's, and then I sell those, and I've been trying to sell it to Erewhon.
You're joking. The whole thing.
Yeah.
Do you think right now, you take like a superstar. You take like Brad Pitt's like a perfect example because he's like old, young, like everyone knows who he is. And he says, tomorrow afternoon, I'm masturbating on top of Mel's Diner. There's no phones allowed.
It's just an immersive experience for the people in the room at that.
Do you
right?
Side on top of...
Do you
Yeah,
think?
yeah.
Do you think like
Mel's Diner? Which Mel's are we talking? Which one though?
on
Which
Sunset?
location? Okay,
Do
the
you
one on
think, like,
Sunset. Okay.
Brad was married to Angelina for a while, right? Yeah.
I think
Like,
so,
at the
right?
height- at the
Wait,
height-
was Brad Pitt married to Angelina
At
Jolie?
the height of his career, he said,
think so,
he
right?
says, Brad Pitt and Angelina having sex at SoFi Stadium. Like,
Okay.
you don't think...
I think there would be more flights in. I think the airport would be more crowded for
Like,
that.
do you think Bruce Springsteen was like, I'm blowing my head off at MSG?
Sure, for charity?
Like,
Is it for charity? Okay. Jeremy Allen White watches that and he's like,
he's like,
the next one, the next one's a fucking doozy.
Jeremy Allen White's got a good bod.
Yeah,
Sure.
well, I mean, that.
I've seen it. Sometimes I don't know where his belly button is, though.
I haven't looked at it that closely.
He may have had it removed. You know, people have their belly buttons.
Yeah, they do?
I saw the pictures
do?
that you're talking about.
They do not. Everything you say, I'm
I think
like,
his shirt is just high.
I think
There's
his
one
skin
guy-
is so taut around his muscles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That any non-smooth thing is just going to be pulled too tight.
Have you ever had a six pack?
No.
he does. You do.
No, we've both had a thing where we look
He hasn't had it like me.
good.
Yeah.
Or we
Like
look,
where you're like a ripped like
No.
No, they think if they just alter like the angle
Oh,
and then they
sure.
lean back and then they get
this
the
is
cut.
like as good as I can look. Like
that looks okay. That looks great.
yeah. You look like a
No, but
like
that's
a
like-
But like it's like that. Is that
turn
the
sideways.
angle?
Turn sideways.
but it's
see
actually
it.
not that great. Like if you walk up and look, it's just kind of like
Right, but the lighting. Like
The lighting,
I've seen
that's why-
those,
why do you think I
yeah,
took
you
8
found that,
steps?
Right.
Yeah.
Have you ever felt comfortable like naked, like looking at yourself in the
Yeah.
mirror, like fuck?
Yeah, of course,
Did you ever
yeah.
have a six pack?
Never had a six pack. My dick had a six pack. My dick was lifting.
I have that joke. I've made that joke. It was my first joke in my
Really?
career. And the ex-boyfriend, my first
Yeah.
song I ever put out, like one of the main bits was,
Dick has abs.
I basically met my girlfriend's ex-boyfriend, and he's like so like jacked and cool, and then like I'm peeing next to him in the stall, and I
Right.
look over at his dick, and his dick has abs.
Nice. Yeah. So it's like aspirational.
I
That's
like-
why. Yeah.
I
That's
like the
why.
joke.
Honestly, I saw that video and from that day forward, I was like, I'm gonna
Use
work
that.
on my cock until it gets abs.
Where do you rank Superbad?
I haven't seen it in a long time. I'd love to go back and watch it. I bet it's good.
I saw it
It's, we
2
watched
days
it
ago.
together. It
us,
still holds up.
It hit,
Yeah.
hit us when we were like juniors,
17.
seniors in high school.
Oh, yeah.
So for us, it's like no question, the comedy movie of our life.
Yeah.
Yes.
What's the comedy movie of your life? Like Heavyweights?
Of course, the multi-Oscar winning film Heavyweights. No, that means not Wayne's World. It's Wayne's World. Like
yeah.
I love
Wayne's World is like
I
big.
loved Wayne's
And then the producers, because I was a fancy little boy.
The producers, you
Like
love
Mel
the-
Brooks' first
Yeah.
movie.
What do you mean by that? You were just into plays and...
It was just that I like knew, because I had older brothers, that I knew my older brothers, like I knew about the producers. I felt like I was like,
That's how Big Lebowski was for me.
Yeah,
My
yeah,
older
yeah.
brother.
You have older
I went
brothers?
and saw that I went and saw Lebowski with my brother, the two of us on a vacation. I had an allergic reaction to the sun.
Wait, not in theaters.
In theaters.
Oh, so this is pre like everyone knowing it was
Yeah,
a
yeah. I
class.
saw it in a small town, and I remember my brother being like, it was fine. It was the first time I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, that movie rocks so hard, you
Cool.
know? And we've since patched it.
Yeah.
Yeah, your
How many
brothers into
brothers
different
do you
things.
have?
I have one brother,
How many sisters?
2 sisters.
You're close with your brother.
Yeah, I'm close with my
Wait, how
siblings.
did you
pretty
know?
Close with my siblings. The
I
way
can
I'm
tell.
talking about it.
He went to see a movie with his
do you
brother.
mean?
We went on,
forced
it was
to
like
see a
one of our
movie when
only
you're
vacations together
Yeah.
solo. We went away a
solo
couple
va-
times. It was cool. It was fun.
How old were you when you guys went on a solo vacay?
He was like probably in his mid to late 20s, and I was like in college.
That's sweet. That's really
You guys
sweet
went on
brotherly
awesome.
love.
Yeah, it was really
never
cool.
gone
Cool.
on a solo vacation. With
Where are
For
you
real?
from?
I'm from Westchester County in New York.
What are you trying to
outside-
do physically?
I was deciding. went there, and then we came and re-engaged. So I did a little.
You know what I do sometimes?
I did a little crawl.
Oh, you can do whatever you want.
Dave
You kind
does
of
a
have
little.
an
a li-
accent.
What kind of accent?
I don't
do
know.
I
I
have?
thought you were more.
no, you just sound very.
You thought he was
Jewish.
East Coast?
You
I
sound
knew
like-
you- I
Do I
could-
sound very Jewish?
Yeah,
You
you
sound
sound
Philly a little.
extremely.
Yeah,
Jewish.
you sound to me mid-Atlantic slightly.
What's
Me,
Mid-Atlantic?
Mid-Atlantic?
What do I sound
Like Philly-ish.
Like Jersey?
No, yeah, like
I feel you on that. She's
Yes.
Michigan though.
Michigan.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I
What
don't
do I
think. I
sound
mean, I like that.
You sound like
You sound like a created thing.
yeah, AI.
I do.
Like the first round of AI.
Oh my God! Wait, I'm doing my first. I'm gonna need so much help. I'm doing my first voice.
Voiceover?
No, I'm gonna
Voice.
be in a movie.
Yeah, great.
An
You are?
animated movie. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm the lead.
Not
Wow.
the, you're not the lead.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
You're the enemy, the French, the thing.
Yeah. There's 2 leads in the movie, and I am one of the leads.
Just remember, I said he's not the lead
Okay.
when you watch the movie.
If you had said one of the leads, you would have been fine. He would have let you go.
Isn't that what I
It
just
depends on
said?
the movie. Like
The
for
lead.
example, like would you say the Joker is the lead of The Dark Knight?
I'm-
No, he won Best
One of
Supporting
the
Actor.
leads.
He
No,
won
I
Best
don't think.
Yeah.
Supporting
I
Actor.
just think I'm one of the leads.
Well, you
That-
said the,
okay,
you
yeah,
said the
you
lead.
said I'm
Didn't-
the lead
didn't
of
I
the movie.
change
You
it
said
to
I'm the lead
rewind?
of the
Didn't I
movie,
change
yeah.
it to one of the leads though after?
Yeah.
Yeah,
After I
after
challenged.
you call, and that's
After I
what makes this
just-
relationship so beautiful.
Yeah.
That's
I
just
won't
like you
even
guys
talk
hold
about
each
it.
other to a higher
No,
standard.
but you do need to. His voice is like, and
That's a great voice.
his range too. He can
Yeah.
do all the different things.
But I play the villain.
I've loved playing the villain in animated movies, especially. The villain's real fun.
When did you like come to the realization? I'm sure you always felt like super funny and were making everyone laugh. When did you even realize that you were good at doing voices?
I always did voices growing up. Me and Andrew, who I created Big Mouth with, we've been.
You guys were best friends?
I've known him since first grade. We were best friends like from like middle school on, and so that's how we, like you had your buddies who
Yeah,
you
of
did shit with, and he was my buddy who I did stuff with.
Yeah.
And I honestly believe everyone thought I was like pretty funny growing up, but like I think it was a lot more hit and miss than I would have liked.
Yes.
And so when I ended up becoming an actual like successful working comedian and actor, I think people were I wouldn't say surprised, but it wasn't a given.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't think, I mean, you start being a professional musician young, right?
I have yeah.
So did
I
you
think
feel
people weren't surprised. I think
people weren't surprised?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't even have to come over here.
Yeah, like my
Yeah.
to offer.
my like did you get a superlative when you were in high school?
I was like voted by my class to speak at my high school graduation.
Wow, that's impressive though.
So I was funny enough for
Yeah.
them to be like, yeah, like let's let him do it.
that's huge.
Right. So then I kind of bomb the speech. Like I don't nail it. I talk about high school as like a metaphor for jazz and show like here's the head of the song where you like learn the basics and structure of who it is, and then you get to go off and like improvise based on what that early structure is. Like
Yeah.
a fine point.
are you,
Yeah.
But like a
an
fucking
idiot?
a speech, no need. And then I kind of talk shit about the administration,
Yeah.
and they got very upset about that. And so that night I remember going to like the high school graduation party and felt like I had like blown it.
But you also felt like, wow, I must be something if they voted me.
Before
Yes.
that, before that.
Yeah,
But then
I had
I thought, I got this opportunity.
You,
So I had
you
enough,
rose to the fame and then you instantly dropped.
I had
Was that
enough
your biggest-
affirmation to be like, and I was like, boing, and then
People-
going, okay, fair enough. And then the next year, 2 years later, I go to college and I start, really when I felt it is like, I tried to do the funniest act on campus, like I'll give it a try. And I bomb, but Mike Birbiglia is he wins. He's like a year ahead of me in school. He wins that thing and gets to start performing like the DC Improv, whatever.
Wait, are you from DC? Why did you say DC?
I went to school in DC.
Where?
Georgetown University.
Oh, my
Great.
stepmom works there.
Really?
Yeah, I grew up in Virginia.
Georgetown's cool.
I grew up in
I
Virginia.
went there once as
Yeah.
a party.
I wish I could have gone. Like my parents, I feel like
I
they
grew up in
undervalued
Virginia.
me.
I know.
Yeah.
Congrats, man.
Thank you.
Tell us about how your parents
No,
undervalued
I just
you.
feel like my parents. I could, to be fair, I could not have gotten into Georgetown. But,
Sure.
But I
on my own merits, nor could I.
What would you do?
merits.
It's like,
Well, no, I
does that
don't
mean?
know.
like family connections.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like you always have to be on now? Like now that you're like or is it just so natural?
No, I was very conscious of not being in my real life and with the people is like turning it off. As soon as I got to be famous, I was probably on my whole childhood
Yeah.
and into finding actual success. At that point, I think I started to feel like it was like not cool, and I'd get the reflection from people that it wasn't cool to be always on. But then you probably self-correct so much so that eventually I'm like not nearly like I can fully turn it off. Like because we're like trying to fucking entertain everybody, you're gonna
Yeah,
get
of
some
course.
jokes here. But like
wouldn't
moment
be
to
doing
moment,
this.
I wouldn't be as like, I wouldn't be as like,
But
yeah.
it's not like. But isn't your? I'm just speaking through my own experience.
Yeah.
Is your?
What's happening to you?
I'm giving myself a little back scratch. I got real sensitive skin. I'm getting a little back scratch.
Do you want us to move that pill? Is that
I'm
wrong?
good now.
Movement. The way your body is contorted.
Yeah, don't you like it
your
though? It's
ankle's
like
like-
I'm directed right toward you.
Look at
I'm
his
trying to
ankle.
get. I know. I'm
Looks
trying
like
to get this
your
Nike
legs.
You are
sploosh
you're
in.
flexible.
Your
Yeah.
legs broke.
Like, would you say that?
What
you're,
if you just saw me leave and I fully just
Bionic
pulled my,
man,
and
yeah.
then anyway, what were we saying?
like? I feel like you strike me as a man who, your personal joy can come from the little moments where you seek a joke and make. Like to me,
Yeah.
I'm never happier than when like I'm around someone I don't know that well,
Yeah.
and I'm making them laugh. Like when I
Yes.
make you laugh, I
Yeah.
feel like I'm
Oh.
reminded of like what I'm like the injection of happiness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I don't really think about it as trying to be on or not. Like, I feel like the thing that would give me the most joy, I guess, is the act of being somewhat on.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think you probably have a clear line if you're like, I'm not funny right now. I'm angry about this, and I don't think I have that. So I'm in a lightly docile state in most times.
Yeah.
But only more being like, it's time to like, my role in whatever this interaction is to be more entertaining.
Hey, have you ever been on the phone and someone that's
I'm
it.
holding this. I'm waiting to decide what I do with my hand expression until I
Well, I
hear
can't
the
wait
end of
to
the
see what
question.
you do with your legs next.
Well, I need to know what you're going to say, and then we'll
Have
finish.
you
I'll
ever
finish it
been
up.
on the phone, like talking to someone, and they say, "Are you the guy from that?" Like, because your voice is so distinctive.
Well, it's interesting, Benny. I've chosen to engage now.
Yeah.
My personal voice
Yeah,
inside
like your
of it.
personal voice,
yeah.
you'll be like,
Yeah,
and then like all of a sudden,
It's all a choice of an accent, a dialect, and then a modulation, and then if there's some extra something on it. You know what I
just a
mean?
four-part process?
It's a 4, 3,
What the
3,
hell are
4
you
part for
talking-
my
what the
voiceover
hell are
career.
you talking about?
Like,
I'm with you. I'm locked
Yeah,
in.
I'm
So
locked in
like,
too.
okay, like Gunter. I'm Gunter in the Sing movies.
Okay,
Der judge is
keep going.
yeah, it's a spicy little number,
Right?
Wow,
It's like,
so good.
so it's like,
Hi.
yeah, it's like,
Major Piggy Power, right?
you know, it's that's his like big.
Now, did you make that up, or
So
were they
yeah,
just-
so I get sent that this guy Garth Jennings, who directed the Sing movies, an incredible animator. He made those, and he made I made a great movie called Son of Rambo. But he's made those over the last like 10 years. He's made the Sing movies, which I think are really. I'm in it, so I'm jealous.
Yeah, I did stuff
I'm
for it.
one of the leads of that film.
There you go.
But I was not originally.
Yeah. So you work towards it.
I worked my way through. No, because I get that part sent to me. It's like I just know it's like a broadly Northern European accent.
Yeah.
And I meet Garth, and he's like, he'd seen I did a Euro guy on Kroll Show, and he was like, here it is. And I'm like, great. So then I'm like, all right, you want that? You want the guy who talks like this, and he's able to do this, and he's, like, that's the vibe, right? But then it's a kid's movie. It's an animated, big, like, sparkling dancing pig. So, so then it's like, where's the modulation on it, right? So
He goes up, right? And he's fun, and he's going to be a good time.
Do you ever regret your choice because of the effort that it causes?
So that after a few hours of constriction is hard. It's hard. But my one physical strength, I think, is my ability to do long
larynx work.
Yes, because then when I'm talking as what's a hormone monster, more in the
Wait, can you talk
hormone monster. This is sort of, see that? So that's a lower register with a scratch on the voice.
You sound like Will
unreal.
Arnett.
Yes, people think that Maury is Will Arnett.
Do it again.
Does that drive you nuts?
It makes me crazy. Again, just a little bit taken away from a wonderful success.
Wow. Okay, you gotta keep going. I need others.
So then
He began by joking that he felt like an early version of artificial intelligence, still learning and figuring things out, which immediately set a playful tone for the conversation as the others reacted with surprise and excitement about what he was about to share. He then revealed that he was preparing for his very first voice role in a movie, admitting he would need a lot of help along the way. And when someone asked if it was just a simple voiceover, he quickly clarified that it was much bigger than that, explaining that he was actually going to appear in an animated film, not just lend his voice in a minor way, but take on a significant role in the story itself, which prompted an enthusiastic response from the group as they tried to guess what kind of part he would be playing and how important it would be within the film's overall narrative, with curiosity building as he continued to explain his involvement. He confidently stated that he was one of the leads in the movie, though this immediately sparked a humorous disagreement, as someone else insisted that he was not the lead but rather the enemy, even teasing that he played a French antagonist, which caused a back and forth where he tried to clarify that there were two main leads in the film and that he was indeed one of them, while the others continued to challenge his claim, joking that audiences should remember their words when they eventually watch the movie, creating a light-hearted tension that added to the charm of the exchange and highlighted the friendly dynamic between them. At one point, another voice chimed in to point out that if he had simply said he was one of the leads from the beginning, the argument might have been avoided entirely, suggesting that wording mattered more than he initially realized, which led into a broader discussion about how roles are defined in movies and whether certain characters could still be considered leads even if they were technically villains or supporting figures within the story structure, opening up an interesting debate about how audiences perceive importance on screen and how awards categories sometimes reflect those perceptions in unexpected ways, making the conversation feel both humorous and insightful at the same time. He brought up the example of a famous comic book film, asking whether the Joker could be considered the lead in that story, even though the character famously won an award for a supporting role, using that as a way to reinforce his argument that labels can be misleading and that impact often matters more than titles, though the others remained unconvinced and continued to poke fun at his insistence, which only made him double down further on his belief that he deserved to call himself one of the leads, showing a mix of confidence and humor that kept the conversation engaging and entertaining for everyone involved, while also revealing how passionate he was about the opportunity he had been given. Subscribe for more moments like this. As the discussion continued, he eventually acknowledged that he might have initially phrased things in a way that invited confusion, admitting that he did adjust his statement after being called out, which led to a brief reflection on how their relationship worked, with someone noting that the dynamic between them was special because they held each other to higher standards and were not afraid to challenge one another in a playful yet honest way, creating an environment where growth and humor could coexist naturally, and where even small disagreements could turn into meaningful conversations that revealed deeper insights about communication, collaboration, and mutual respect. The focus then shifted toward his abilities as a performer, with one of the others praising his voice and highlighting the range he possessed, noting that he could adapt to many different tones and styles, which made him particularly well suited for animated roles where versatility is key. and this compliment seemed to resonate with him as he reflected on how much he enjoyed playing villains in animated movies, emphasizing that those roles often allowed for more creativity and fun compared to traditional characters, since villains tend to have exaggerated personalities, unique voices, and memorable traits that make them stand out in ways that audiences love and remember long after the film ends, reinforcing his enthusiasm for the part he was about to take on. He explained that portraying a villain gave him the chance to explore different sides of his personality, to experiment with vocal expressions, and to fully embrace the theatrical aspects of storytelling, which he found incredibly rewarding, especially in animation where the possibilities are nearly limitless and where performers can push boundaries without the constraints of live action, making the experience both liberating and exciting as he prepared to step into this new creative space, while also acknowledging that it came with its own challenges and learning curves that he was eager to navigate as part of his growth as an entertainer. Before diving deeper, subscribe to stay updated. Eventually, the conversation turned toward his past and how he discovered his talent for doing voices, with someone asking when he first realized that he had a knack for making people laugh and for switching between different vocal styles so effortlessly, prompting him to look back on his childhood and recall that he had been experimenting with voices for as long as he could remember, often entertaining himself and those around him with impressions and characters that he would create on the spot, suggesting that this ability was something that developed naturally over time rather than something he consciously trained for in a formal way, which made it feel even more authentic and personal to him as he continued to build on that foundation in his professional career. He mentioned his close friendship with Andrew, the person he later collaborated with to create a popular animated project, explaining that they had been best friends for years and had spent countless moments together joking around, trying out different voices, and pushing each other creatively, which played a significant role in shaping his comedic style and giving him the confidence to pursue opportunities like the one he was now discussing, highlighting how important those early relationships were in helping him discover and refine his talents in a supportive and collaborative environment that encouraged experimentation and growth without fear of judgment or failure. Subscribe if you're enjoying this story.